Yo, yo, welcome back to another video. And this is a vlog. It has been a couple days and I feel silly to say this. However, I already failed at the 30 days consistently of vlogging. Now, although I don't feel like I failed, to be honest, it is something that I'll take responsibility over since I did commit to doing that on a previous video. And I'll be honest, I've had some life things happening that meant I needed to take a few days off. Like, I couldn't just continue to show up and push in the way I was. These are some personal things. And so with that being said, sometimes you have to be a little flexible and less rigid with your goals and what you're working towards in order for forward moving progression. Because to be honest, if I was to try and push myself to film on those days, I just would have been low, I would have been drained, and it would not have been at the caliber that I desire as far as like these vlogs. Because as much as it may not seem like it, I do try to have a format to these and at least a point and an antithesis of what I'm speaking on. But all of that to say, I'm just taking responsibility with y'all. Let me turn the ozone generator on. Let me get the garage open. And we are off to the gym. Oh boy. Oh man, oh man. Okay, my watch is charging. Perfect. We are good to go. My dogs are probably freaking out upstairs because they just heard the garage open. I'm about to sneeze. Excuse me. It's a Monday, and I'll be honest, I slept maybe an hour on Saturday going into Sunday. Just couldn't sleep. Like I said, I had some personal things happening in my life that I'm not going to disclose right now. But it is safe to say it was a difficult 24 hours. 48 hours. It still is. You know, things don't just get swept under the rug in my life. That is not the type of life that I walk or the type of life that I lead. I'm a firm believer in open dialogue, full transparency, and healthy communication, especially between partners, business partners, relationship partners, and mainly friendships as well. The quality of your life will be directly affected and nurtured, or lack thereof, by the quality of crucial conversations you have with those you care about most. With that being said, sometimes you have to recognize that in order to have the relationship you desire, in order to have the friendships you desire, etc., etc., some of those come on the coattail of having more difficult conversations, even when things are going well, or even when things are like going smoothly. And I get it. Like in the line of work I'm in, woo, we almost fell, but I gotcha. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let me get you back here. There we go. We got back. Oops. So let me fix this. In the line of work I'm in, I see a lot of men specifically, and women, you're not excluded. I'm only saying men because that's who I work with only. I don't work with women. But with that being said, I noticed that many men fall into the dogma of not having boundaries or not speaking their mind because they do not want to rock the boat or cause a problem. And if that's your rhetoric and inner dialogue, you are consistently going to put yourself last. And that's not fair to you. It's not fair to the person that you care about. Now, boundaries come down to two things: your rights and your needs. So when it comes to a boundary, I want you to clarify for you, what are your rights in this relationship? What are your rights in this friendship, partnership, etc., whatever dynamic you're looking at it in? But what are your rights in that relationship? Like, what are your needs in that relationship? Like some examples, you have a right to peaceful communication. You have a right to being in your home. You have a right to seeing your kids. You have a right to shared intimacy if your partner is willing to meet you on that level. Now, what are your needs? You have a need for healthy and amicable communication. You have a need for each other's needs to be met and that being healthily expressed. You have a need for nurturing your children. Now, let me tell you what your rights and needs are not. Your rights and needs are not a need to check her phone every night or vice versa, a need to check who's liking her posts, etc., etc. Those are not needs, those are not rights, those are insecurities, and any form of control that you try to inhibit or instill in a relationship is just a soft form of manipulation. And usually when we're attempting to manipulate, it is because we either, one, don't feel comfortable sharing the full truth in the way that we'd like to share it, or two, we simply don't know that it's manipulative because we are so accustomed to acting this way within a relationship. Now, if any of this is landing with you, I'm happy you're here and I'm glad you're getting something from this. Boundaries are for everyone. You know, I have boundaries right now that I've had to put in place with my family, with my brother, with everyone around me. I have boundaries that I have in my workplace environment, my professional environment, with the clients that I work with. Boundaries are for everyone around you. And put simply, boundaries are the thing that you put in place to show people how you want to be treated and what happens if you are not treated that way. I'll also add this: every boundary must have a fair, logical consequence, which means, logical consequence, if you don't eat, you'll be hungry. If you don't drink, you'll be thirsty. Those are logical consequences. You know, one that I had to use with my ex, she was incredibly toxic and still is, and just, man, she's just, everyone is seeing through all her bullshit, and I am so humbled to see it all come crashing down over the next 3 months, because that's exactly what's happening. But in the example with her, I won't even ping any up here because I'm not going to do a video like that yet. She would just send these visceral messages, just how horrible I am. Like, you name it, she's accused me of it and called me. And is any of it true? If anything that my ex accused me of was true, do you actually fucking think that I'd be sitting right here? Exactly. So, with that being said, she would sit there, lie, tell me all the bullshit, berate me, and I would let her know, I feel frustrated when you speak to me this way because it makes me feel like we're not unified on the parenting front. With that being said, when you message me in this toxic way, I will block you for 3 days until you can come to me in a comfortable and compassionate and healthy manner. And every time she'd come back with this unhealthy message, because that's just how she was raised. She was raised to be trash because she is trash. But either way, even trash can learn new tricks, just like old dogs, but she is incapable of it. So every time, I'd block her for 3 days. And then I'd unblock her 3 days later. And this went on and on and on and on and on. And guess what? Slowly but surely, just like you teach kids, that's how you teach adults, to honor boundaries. But with that being said, I wasn't planning on having a boundary conversation this morning, but that just kind of came through. Either way, I hope y'all have an amazing day. Let's crush it, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.